Paltrocast.
Rafael, good morning. Or is it good morning for you or good afternoon right now?
It's 11 o'clock a.m. So it's late morning.
Good late morning to you. Thank you for taking the time. Long time fan of your band. And the first time I heard Angra, I was in Japan and someone showed me one of your albums and I went, wow, this is an arena level band. This is incredible. So it always confused me that Angra in some countries is an arena band. Some countries they're a club band. Is that confusing for you too?
Yeah. And also frustrating sometimes because obviously we're expecting the arena side, not only, but I mean, yeah, I'm just saying it, but obviously I also like the pub gigs and small gigs because I like to be close to people. I like to know the people that are listening to us. I like to talk to people. So, I mean, but yeah, it's confusing. I think it's two things happen. First, uh we 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 have always licensed our albums to different record companies all over. We have never
Right.
had a universal deal. Universal. I mean a worldwide deal. Okay, that could harm a little bit because we have different perspectives of what we are
Right.
in each territory, right? The other thing is that it's also very hard to label us, Some power metal people, they think we go to proggy sometimes, Yeah. Prog metal
Prague,
people,
Prague just makes me laugh very hard because for some people, Gentle Giant is Prague. For some people, Rush is Prague. Everyone
yeah,
has Prague, a different
different content. I
definition.
mean, what in the very end, what is prog, right? Progressive. I have always thought of it. When I started, I mean, Rush is one of my favorite bands. And when I was young, yeah, Pink Floyd was prog,
Yeah,
Genesis was prog, and also Rush. So what exactly that word progressive means, in the music? Well, it's very abstract, but the some progressive, I mean, the prog crowd, they think we're too epic sometimes. They don't like that, or
not
many,
me.
many
No.
times too power metal, or and many times for some people, if they're too traditional on whatever genre they like, we combine Brazilian music, which is very odd for many people. So it's hard to label Angra. I
Right.
think that also harms in few territories for us to go arena everywhere.
But as you mentioned, by not having that global record label, that means that you guys are smarter than everyone because you own your master recordings.
Yeah, since the beginning.
So, have you owned your master recordings all these years, the 30 plus years that you've been part of Angra?
Yeah, I mean, yes, as a partnership with other people, managers and stuff, they're still involved. But yes, we own our masters, and in few territories we distribute digitally directly, which is good. We can earn some money and share it with everyone involved.
Right.
So that made us learn about the business a lot, because editing the song and then owning the masters, and it makes much it needs a lot more of work besides being a musician, which sometimes is a bitch
Yeah.
because I wish I was an artist. I really dream about being an artist someday. I want to wake
Well,
up at I want to wake up at noon, have someone preparing my coffee.
oh,
And
they make you make your own coffee too? Wow.
yeah, I mean, artists, real artists. I always picture, okay, I dream of being Robert De Niro once, answering to interviews in a Caribbean hotel room, having, people doing stuff for you. It's just a romantic picture of what it is to be a glamorous artist. But I'm just making fun. I like to work, I
That
like to feel I'm part of it. I like to feel that it was worth it to the sacrifice. So yeah, In the very end, I mean, yeah, we manage ourselves.
The next time you use, and we'll talk about your new record in a second, but the next time you talk about an actor, instead of De Niro, you should say Jack Nicholson, because think of one Jack Nicholson interview that he did in the last 40 years. I don't think Jack Nicholson did any interviews.
You're right.
So Jack Nicholson is the artist lifestyle. You know, he co-wrote that movie by the band The Monkees, and then he gets to live on boats, and we don't know anything about Jack Nicholson. So
You're
anyway,
right.
back to you. New record, and believe about 5 years. You dealt with a lot of pain and grief while making this record, but to my ears, it sounds fantastic. When did you actually finish recording it?
Well, it was very fast, you know. We started writing the song September last year.
Mhm.
Dennis came to Brazil in the end of October, so we had like, you know, 45 to 50 days to write the songs.
Mhm.
Started pre-production, you know, I mean, with some scattered ideas, some finished songs, but some scattered ideas still to be finished. It was a bit I got a bit anxious with that, you know, the fact that we started pre-production without like actual songs and actual record done. But then, I mean, the process was quick, like 10 days for pre-production and recording the drums. And then we started doing rhythm guitars and bass, and then started to move. Everything started to move very fast. So, yeah, I mean, we finished the whole thing. Like we were mixing and mastering February this year.
Mhm.
Okay, that means it's like 6 months to write songs and finish the album. So it was quick, but very, very productive. Despite the fact that we are talking about pain, is tell the truth, the album's not about pain itself. It's more about cycles.
Mm.
The initial idea I had was I wanted the album to be called 10 with in X as
Yeah.
Roman number, but because it's the 10th album and it's a new cycle, the third album of the third generation, you know, and 30 years, you know, it's like, and the 10th album. So I wanted to be, you know, embracing cycles of life and etc. But the whole humanity is being through a lot of pain. You know, it's like it's a common thread on everyone's life,
Mhm.
from presidents to the janitors of places. You know,
Right.
it's like everyone's been through kind of same risks, same doubts, same, you know, uncertainties and losses, right? So that was very present in our music. So in the very end, it's the cycle is about pain. So it was a natural thing, you know. It just occurred to me that the word pain, the word pain was much more about it than the number 10.
Mm.
And and uh but the inspiration was to be back together, you know. It is, we're talking about pain, but as a thing that we stayed in the past. We're strong now, we're ready for the next, we're riding into the storm, we're facing the future, you know. Life is a tide of changes, but we have to continue. I mean, we just go on, we move on. And
Mhm.
so, and it was very exciting to be together, you know, as a
Yeah.
band. After 3 years being apart, there was this sense of of thrilling, you know, of how thrilling it is to have a band, to have the chance to have a record company interested in their album. And simple things became, you know, more special,
Enjoyable,
enjoyable and
celebratory things.
special. So
Yeah.
that was the real inspiration for the album. Let's write
Right.
an awesome kick-ass album that the bond we have together, the atmosphere the connections we have within the band among ourselves. That was the real inspiration.
So now you have the problem of going, well, we have basically 10 albums of material, 10 albums to choose from, 30 years of history when we're playing live. So on your upcoming tour, do you put in 2 songs from your new album? Because really, how many songs can you put into a set list without playing for too long?
Well, you can go on tour playing 1 or 2 songs and hope for the people to ask for more.
Yeah.
It happened. Remember when Black Album was out? I mean, in the very end, they played almost the whole album live.
Sure.
And they had already, and Justice for All, of Master of Puppets, they had, I mean, that's the obvious choice for a Metallica set list. So you can go out on tour playing 1 or 2 songs, hoping for the people to ask for more, or playing 5 or 6 songs and then deleting, testing which are the ones that work better.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of exchange or delete a song from the set list. I think we're going for the second. I think we're too proud of it now, and it represents us too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've celebrated the 20th anniversary of Rebirth just recently. We had this 30th anniversary tour. We played, songs from the 30 years of music. And so, we played a lot of this classic stuff. So now we feel like, okay, let's just, we're preparing a 2-hour concert, which means like 18 to 20 songs.
That's a lot of notes.
That's
a lot of solos.
If we put like 4 or 5 songs from Cycles of Pain, we still have 15 songs to cover up our 30 years of music. So the idea is to have a long concert and play lots of old and new stuff.
And do you know when we'll be seeing you next in the US on tour?
That's a good one. Hopefully tomorrow. But
I hope so too, because let's face it, even if there isn't a traditional record company or a radio situation here, by being around for 30 plus years, there being a tremendous Brazilian population in the US, there's no doubt in my mind that you can't be playing to 2,000 people a night here in just about any major US city.
Yeah, at this moment we're trying to find partners, booking agents and maybe bigger acts that we can be to appear as guests.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the situation now. We're looking for bands that are releasing next year or this year too, so we can bands that we can have good fit. Still on papers and emails.
Yeah. So we'll keep checking social media to know. Well, I have 2 quick questions for you, and then I'll let you go. And the first question is, since it took so long to make this record, are you already thinking about the next record, or are you one of those artists that goes, I'll think about it in 3 years?
No, we think. Now we're going to tour. We have, actually, we have recorded another record. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you really are prolific.
We have shooted a live session, a live acoustic session. Okay, celebrating the 30 years of music. All right. So we've done new arrangements for all the songs, all with acoustic guitars and a small orchestra. So with few guests with us, we're planning to release that one next year. So we still have to tour the Cycles of Pain, and we're going to release this acoustic live session, and then tour that all again. So it will take us 3 to 4 years to think about a new album. I hope so. I'm not doing plans for longer than this, because
that's plenty.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I want to ask you about is you are thought of as a guitar hero, and that's a compliment. There's not a but coming. As a guitar hero, what was the album or artist that made you want to really play guitar in the first place? I couldn't figure that out through some research.
my first inspiration was Brian May. I fell in love with Queen, but in Queen, I wanted to be the bass player, the guitar player, the singer. I mean, wanted to be Freddie, and I wanted to be Roger, and it's like, but the real spike of because Brian May inspired me to write songs.
Mhm.
I was 9. When I started to fall in love with music, I wanted to write songs more than playing an instrument or to be good, specifically good in an instrument. I wanted to have a group of people, a band that we can write music together and play for the people. That was my biggest dream. But it was Angus Young that made me fall in love with the guitar, with the rebel that you can reveal with your guitar, that freedom, of expression, of throwing heavy chords in the guitar.
Yeah.
That was, and then Iron Maiden, obviously, especially Adrian Smith.
Mhm.
That's also a huge inspiration for me. And then Van Halen. And then, because I started to enjoy metal and rock music in 82, 81, 82, and I was very young. I was like 10 or 11. I was already, listening to metal and rock in general. And yeah, first Angus Young, then the two Maiden guys, and then Van Halen. Then okay, I need to play to have a guitar.
Well, the next time I interview you, I will ask you all the Van Halen questions. But for now,
Okay.
congratulations on the new record. Hope we get to see you live in the US in the near future. And really also looking forward to that acoustic orchestral album in the near future.
Yeah, it's
Very
beautiful, man.
easy to be a fan of Angra all these years later.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Paltrocast.